There's a new documentary on Hulu called Me Hereafter, and every story is told from the victim's perspective. I'm going to recap it. This is episode 2. It's about Monique Baugh. This is Monique and her longtime boyfriend, Momo, and she was unalived on New Year's Eve 2019 in a suburb of Minnesota called Maple Grove. She was a realtor and she had 2 babies. Her boyfriend, Momo, had been together for a while, but they were not living together. Momo came over to Monique's mother's house to watch the 2 kids so that she could go to a last-minute showing because she had just started her real estate career. You can see there's Momo pictured with Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace, Nipsey. Momo was a fairly successful rapper. It's important to note that this was going to be a new client to Monique. There was a lady named Lisa Polaski. She called a couple of days before that, said she was interested in this house in Maple Grove, made an appointment for that Monday to see the house, and then never showed up. But the weird thing is that right before the showing that she didn't show up for, she called Monique and she asked Monique a bizarre question. She said, "My husband and I have a bet going on, and we want to know if the stove is gas or electric." And there was another realtor in the house at the time that Lisa called, and she could hear the other realtor in the background. Lisa could hear the other realtor in the background and then never showed up. But Monique didn't put 2 and 2 together at that time. So Lisa called back to reschedule for New Year's Eve. So Monique is on the phone with her cousin, and it's like 3:10. She's supposed to have the showing at 3 o'clock. She tells her cousin, if they're not here in like 1 minute, I'm leaving. And as she's about to gather her stuff and leave, she's still on the phone with her cousin. She says, "Oh, they just pulled up. I'll call you right back." Fast forward to about 5:55, Monique's mom gets off of work. She goes to her locker and she checks her phone because she can't have her phone while she's at work. She has a text message from her neighbor saying, "Call me ASAP." So she calls the neighbor, and the neighbor says, "A man got shot at your house." She's like, "What? Where's my daughter?" The neighbor's like, "I don't know. That's all I know." So Monique's mom rushes home, and sure enough, Momo has been shot, and the girls are there. One of them's asleep on the couch, and one of them's upstairs in the room where Momo has been shot. But thankfully, the girls were not hurt. So the police at this time have not put 2 and 2 together. They don't know that anything is going on with Monique except that nobody can get her on the phone. Now, mamas always know, okay? So one thing that was strange was Monique's mom noticed that this very distinct home key that she got made for Monique, it was purple and it had a butterfly on it. She picked that design so that Monique would specifically know that that was the house key. Well, that house key was laying in the carpet in the living room by itself, just laying there. Her mom knew that that key should not be at that house if she was not there, and it shouldn't be off her key ring. So around the same time, the detectives that are working the shooting at Monique's mom's house, because at this point, Momo's been transported to the hospital. He's in critical condition, but they don't know if he's going to live or he's going to die yet. They find out that there's other detectives on the other side of the city that are working a unaliving of a black female who was found in an alleyway lying in the snow with her hands duct taped. The detectives that are at Monique's mom's house ask her if she has a picture of Monique, which she does, and they're able to confirm with the detectives on site that the woman in the alley with the pew-pew wound to the head and the hands that are duct taped is in fact Monique, which is the significant other of the man that was shot and of the mother of the 2 girls that were left unattended at the scene. They pull security camera footage from the alley where she's found, and they see a U-Haul truck. They also pull security footage from the house that she was showing, and they see a U-Haul truck that had backed into the driveway of the house that was for show. They see 2 men at about 10 minutes apart from each other go into the house, and then once they're able to zoom in, they can see that the garage door opens, the 2 men walk out, and one of them is shuffling a woman next to them, and they get in the back of the U-Haul, and the other man drives away. They also notice that there are no forced entry signs at Monique's mom's house where Momo was shot. So what does that mean? They had a key to get in. The key that was on the carpet that the mom noticed, and who had that key? Monique did. So they end up putting 2 and 2 together that Monique was kidnapped and ultimately killed because she had the key to give them access to go get Momo. So this was all about Momo. But plot twist, Momo survives. But when Momo survives, he tells people that he's been having beef with another rapper named LA. Some shit went down. LA ended up getting kicked off the same record label that they were on. Pointless bullshit. They're able to pull the license plate readers from around the area. They get the license plate of the U-Haul. They find the U-Haul. It's already been returned. They open the back of it up. It smells really strongly of ammonia and bleach. But there are 4 artificial fingernails in the back that are pink. And that matches one artificial fingernail that they found at the house that Monique was showing that was also pink, which indicates that she fought for her life and she left evidence behind for them. So they can now definitively link this U-Haul to this house that she was showing. Also, the dumbasses rented the U-Haul in their real name. So all they had to do was find the name. They run the name through the database. They find out that it is a man who is local and well known to law enforcement. They go into the front seat. They find the wrapper for the duct tape that was wrapped around her hands and her mouth. You know how it comes with like that cellophane wrap stuff around it? All the pieces are coming together now, okay? They're able to confirm that Barry Davis and Cedric Barry are lifelong friends, and they also hustle for LA. They did LA's dirty work because LA was salty that essentially Momo was doing better than him, and LA's rap career was... This woman, Elsa Segura, was a probation officer, and one of those 2 gentlemen that I just showed you was her boyfriend. Because isn't that a great thing for every probation officer to start dating one of their probatees? This is the one who pretended to be Lisa, and she admitted it. She sang like a canary when they brought her in for interview. So all 3 of them ended up being sentenced life sentences for their role in the unaliving of Monique and the attempted unaliving of Momo. However, January 2024, her conviction was overturned. They're saying that all she was the setup person. She shouldn't have actually been involved or charged with the unaliving. So she's about to go back to trial. We'll see what happens. The most ridiculous part about all of this is that Monique had absolutely no reason to be involved. Like, y'all could have just kicked the damn door in. You killed her so that you could get a house key. And here's the worst part, okay? She was abducted at 3:17. Mo was shot at 5:20, and she was shot at 6:30. So that poor woman was in the back of that U-Haul, and God knows what was going through her mind. What were they doing to her for a total of 3 hours? 2 hours before they even made it to her house, and another hour before they left her in an alley. Thankfully, those 2 babies still have their dad, but they don't have their mom.